YouTube, what's up? Today we're going to be going over Brent Faiyaz's Instagram and kind of how to obtain the aesthetic he has on his page. Most of his photos are shot by this guy named Zoo, or Loki Zoo. He's a really talented photographer, and the way he edits his pictures are pretty cool. So I'm going to be going through some of my own pictures and kind of editing them in a way that he would. No camera today because my room is a mess and I just have everything laying out because I've been working on this texture pack here. We'll give you a little sneak peek of just a few of these things. Scotch tape, got yellow tape. I just want to show you guys some of the details. This is crazy. Stay tuned for those. In here I'm going to have tape, paper, maybe some bags, and then like a few extra little secret things that you'll see when it comes out. So hopping into Lightroom here. Here's kind of, I was just editing before just to see what I could kind of pull off. This is the raw, that's kind of what it looks like. There, we got this. And then that. So pretty similar in aesthetic with like the grain. I like the way he like changes the colors of the shadows. Like here he has it kind of like greenish, and like here's like a little purple, pink. So I think this photo is pretty similar to this one in a way. Color wise, maybe it's a little bit more similar to this, but yeah, I'm gonna be showing you guys how to do this. So what we're gonna do first is, let me just reset this so it's back to original. And the first thing I always do with a photo is I like to crop it. And since I post most of my photos on Instagram, I go to 4x5 or 8x10. That way it's like the maximum size you can post on Instagram. And then I'm just going to do this and line that up so it's properly aligned. Cropping in. I kind of want to holding shift to keep the aspect ratio. And then something like that for a crop. I like that. And then the first thing I'm going to do here is just bump down the exposure just because I overexpose it a little bit. So what I always do is I correct the photo before I start editing. So just trying to make it look pretty true to how it was in real life. The shadow's a little darker. Bring down the blacks. Maybe up the vibrance a little bit. Going into tone curve, I right clicked and click snap to grid. That way, when I add these points, it doesn't like move stuff around. And then I right click and do that. And then I'm going to make sure I'm clicked on this one. And then I'm going to move the output up just a little bit. If you can see what that does, it gives it like the faded look. So I'm just going to do it just for like maybe 5 here. And as you can see, we're already kind of getting more close to his style. Skipping HLS and then color grading. For this one, I think I'm gonna have the shadows like a purple. So bring the saturation maybe to like 6 or something. And I'm just gonna play around with the color till I find something I like. Actually, we're gonna go with green here. I like that. I like the way that looks with the background. Same thing with midtone. Just bring it up a little bit, and then just play until you find something you like. I think here I'm going to go purple, and then the highlight's just a slight bit, and we're going to put that in like an orange. And I think I'm going to move up the shadows just a little bit more. You can see what that does. It's getting the color aesthetic there. And then I'm going to hold Alt here and drag on masking so it like just sharpens the outline of him and stuff. Turn on lens correction. And then this is where you kind of sell like the film effect, or you know what you really want your photo to look like here. So for amount, I'm going to bring it up to like something like that. Size, and then roughness is good. And that's pretty much it for the coloring of this photo. Like the way these photos are edited, they're not like edited super crazy or anything. It's not too hard to do and obtain like the look. It's just you got to have the eye for it and know when to like how much to add, because you can really easily like overdo the shadows or whatever and have it like too blue. Like here, For example, I'll give you, like, if I were to bump this up to like 32 or something, you can see how that like just doesn't look good, right? So you gotta play with everything pretty tastefully. I think the biggest piece of advice for editing photos is trying to keep it as similar to the natural photo as possible, but also making it look good at the same time. Because the more stuff you start doing to it, it just becomes looking unnatural and, at least in my opinion, a little bit worse. And then now we'll work on this photo here, do the 4x5 thing, and then I'm gonna use the angle tool, just drag there so it's cropped. I really botched the framing of this, but it's alright. That's why we have Lightroom. And also I really overexposed this. So again, just correcting. Just do something like that. Tone curve. Just bump that up a little bit. And I think for this one we're gonna do like the purple look. Something like that. And then I just wanted to recrop that because it was driving me crazy. Details, doing the same thing, just holding Alt. Turn on my lens correction so you get that, remove that little vignetting in the corner. And going back to grain. I think this one we'll do like a heavier looking grain. And then I'm going to include these as like presets just for free or whatever. You can download them and you can apply these to like your photos. So I will have that in the description. Yeah, so we're going to do more aggressive here. Maybe something like that, and then just gonna play with the exposure a little bit more. And I really like how this one came out right here. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and export these, and we can do like one little last thing that I haven't really seen on his Instagram, but I think it would fit his aesthetic. So I'm gonna include this in the description as well. It's a paid pack, but this is my film overlay pack. I think it's $5 or whatever. It's super cheap. Basically what it is it's just overlays to get that film look. So here we'll do that one, and we'll use this photo. Drag that behind, just scale up. Then I'm just gonna fit that in there, make sure there's no edges showing, and then I think I'm just gonna add a little bit of noise to the border. We'll have a color, and then Gaussian, and like right around 5. Right there looks good to me. And like I said, I haven't really seen this exactly on his Instagram, but I think it just fits the aesthetic. I think this kind of just ties the photo together and kind of gives it that whole feel, if that makes sense. And then I'll open up the pack just so you guys can see what's going on. So in the pack, I have all of the little elements of it you can move around and create your own. That's actually what I did. I just base it off these Drake frames. So like here's his border, and then there's mine. And the text, I included the font so you can change it to say, like I could have this say Brian. I'll do it in caps, Brian, instead of Kodak. And then like all the text is changeable, so you can have it say or whatever. If you wanted to move this play button down, you can do that, stuff like that. And you can do that for all 3 of these. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. Sorry if it's a little low energy and I wasn't explaining everything too perfectly. Hopefully you can see visually what I did. Yeah, I'm just running on a little bit of not too much sleep, so I still wanted to get the video out for today. Hopefully you guys can still learn something. Stay tuned for that overlay pack. If you want to grab the Kodak frames, the link will be in the description. I'll have 3 or 4 presets that you can apply to your photos in Lightroom. Those will be free, so definitely just go and grab those if you want a similar aesthetic. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. Peace.